Hello, and welcome to Bees and Tea Stitching. I'm your host, Seb, and welcome to all you new people, and welcome back to all you awesome people who watched me before. Well, you're all awesome. So, hi. First off, I want to go ahead and apologize for both not having a video last week. I was at the beach, as I had mentioned before, and also getting this out a day late. Since it's actually my birthday today. Yay! This weekend has been a little bit busy just doing all sorts of different things. Um, I'm planning for another trip, one that I do every year, and between that and birthday stuff and just doing other things around the house, it's been a little busy. All right. First off, before I go any further, um, if some of you guys are new, this is Selena. She sometimes makes a appearance in these films. Certainly not appearing in these films. Yes, I know. Ooh, do I get a kiss? Nope, I do not get a kiss. That's okay. Yeah, and she does have this one little white spot there, which is really cute. But yeah, this is my little void, my little panther, who is just about to scratch me. I know that look on her face. So sometimes she comes in and out of the videos, so you may or may not see her uh, different weeks. But anyway, so there she is. So she may or may not decide to stay with us this whole time. She looks pretty comfy, and she's giving me the death look, but I mean, that's what cats do. So she may stay with us the whole time. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so, got a lot of good things going on. I know that I had talked about the 250 person giveaway, so I will go ahead and pull for that. I've already pulled for it, but I will announce that a little bit later. But first off, I'm going to go ahead and go through all my normal things. So for any new people, I'll do my little opening, um, and I'll talk about. I apologize. My there we go. I've been having some allergy issues and my eyes are itchy, so I apologize. Um, so I'll usually do like my little intro, which what that was. Any life updates, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. And then I'll do comments. I love comments. I have said this every week. I read every single one of them. I respond to every single one of them. So I love hearing comments. So please, um, as long as it's obviously as long as it's not mean. Please do leave me comments. I do love them. And then after comments, I'll go through what I've been sewing. Then anything that I've got, any haul, and then I'll do my of the weeks, and then I'll be done. So usually I'm between 30-45 minutes. I try not to keep it too long. This week I have a little bit of haul and beach story, so I may have run a tiny bit long, but I don't think it's gonna be too long. I have a stitching thing to go to, and so I can't make this too long. I have about an hour before I'm supposed to be there, and I have a cookie to pick up, which I'll talk about. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. So first off, we will do the comments here. So I'm going to be looking at my screen. So I apologize again if I'm not staring at the camera because I'm looking at my comments. First off was Patrick Saylor. They said congrats. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, and then there we go. We got Healing Gamer, who has definitely been a long time watcher. Um, they had talked about a unicorn pattern last week, and I had asked them what their unicorn pattern was. They said my unicorn kit is Red Octopus by Lynette Shelley, which is a kit produced by Gecko Rouge. Yeah, the kits the Gecko Rouge does only they do them, so you can't get them elsewhere. I've looked at some Gecko Rouge, and there's two I really like. There's an otter one, of course, and there's a bee one, of course, both of which I really like. But unfortunately, I mean, the fact that they're a full kit, the prices aren't terrible. They're really not. But I just can't justify buying either of those when I have so many other things that I need to do. So, you know, it's possible they may go out of stock. If they do, That's all right. Um, so the unicorn kit they had it for a while, and then she went to go, they went to go get it, and it was out of stock. And then a few weeks ago, apparently they got it back in stock, um, so they were able to get their unicorn kit, which is awesome. Unfortunately, I really only have one unicorn kit that I can think of, and it was only a PDF. So there's unfortunately, and it's obviously out of print. So unfortunately, there's really no way that I'm going to get it because you can't transfer PDF kits to other people. I mean PDF patterns. Um, it's not the same. Okay, sorry. It's not the same as having the actual physical copy. So it's all right. I've resigned myself to that fact. Let's see. As for your flag piece, have you considered changing the color of the white stars? Yes. Somebody did talk to me about that as well. Um, I did buy some thread of like kind of a very pale, a pale blue, and so that is a possibility. I'm not right now. I'm not totally adverse to the idea of pulling out the white thread, and that's probably what I end up doing. For one reason or another, either to put a different color thread in there, or to finish the blue and tea dye it. One of those two. I'll probably end up pulling out the white either way, but I'm very sorry. I woke up not too terribly long ago, so I'm getting the last of the sleepies out, I think. But so yeah, it's still in timeout. I love it, but it's such a big false start that I'm it's really hard to work on. I can't find the motivation to work on it because it's just like I'm so disappointed that I put this much work into it, and it's not really gonna work the way it is. But you yes, it would involve frogging all that white. But I mean, I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that I'm probably gonna have to frog that white. I'm looking forward to your Fire Poppies haul. It's right over here, although it's not much. Happy early birthday! Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate that. DLN says happy to see 250 plus members. Congrats on your cross stitch work. Love them. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again. Um, Carlina, um, my buddy, she's another one that's been here almost, if not since the beginning. We had talked about a couple weeks ago, using the shaving cream method for cross stitch. I mean, for dyeing fabric. And so she said that she had tried it, and she still has stains on the floor. So hopefully those will come out. Um, and apparently she was dyeing some fabric as she was watching me. So I'm really curious as to what you were dyeing. I would love to see some pictures. If you have an Instagram, or you can email them to me. I'm just kind of curious because I still have not had a chance to try shave cream. It's just been a little busy here with one trip and then another, and then I've got other things going on. So one of these days, I swear, I really will try either the shaving cream method or the ice bath method. Both of them sound interesting, but both of them are going to take a little time. And I've got some. Well, you can't really see it behind me, but behind me over there, I've got some white fabric that is just aching to be dyed. So free white fabric, yay! I think that I think it's an 18 count Ada, but we're not really sure because it's kind of weird. It's kind of a strange it's kind of a strange Ada. Um, so, but anyway, but I'll still dye it and you know see how that goes. All right, let's see. Oh, even if I could walk. Oh, so this is about my the 5K that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to get up at ass crack in the morning to do this 5K. It's a um Disney Wine and Dine Marathon Weekend, I think is what it's called. It's in November, sorry, and it's during the Wine and Dine Festival at Epcot, so that's why it's called that. But the marathon is going to be they have to do it. You actually are going through Epcot, which is awesome because it's my favorite park. But they obviously have to do it before the park opens. So yeah, I think the race is going to start at like 5 or 5:30 in the morning. So yeah, that's what she's talking about. Is there's no way that she's getting up at 5 a.m. It's going to be tough. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I usually don't go to bed until 2. So it is entirely possible that between the excitement of the walk and just my regular schedule that I might not actually get any sleep before the 5K. So that'll be interesting. But we'll see. Um Oh yeah. Oh, it's just it got Disney Plus for kiddos. He wanted to watch Luca and a few other things. I knew I was supposed to watch something on it. Hamilton and Loki. Yes. Um. So anybody who has Disney Plus, I would definitely recommend Hamilton. I love it, obviously. Also, if you like Disney, I'm sorry, if you like the MCU, the whole Marvel universe, you probably want to watch them in order just because it makes more sense. So you'd want to watch WandaVision and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier and then Loki. I mean, I guess in theory you really don't have to watch them in order. They kind of happen separate from each other, but just for just for kind of linear sake, I would probably watch them in that order. But yeah, they're all really good. All right, so that's that one. Uh, D's 20 Stitches, who's somebody I've been talking to a good bit in the last few months, which is awesome. I'm glad I found them. They're actually super super cool person. Love the story about your grandmother. That was I think 2 weeks ago. I was reading what was it called? The Atomic Girls, I think it was. I forgot the exact title. I ended up reading the entire thing at the beach. So, but it was about the women who worked at the Oak Ridge plant in Tennessee, um, for the Manhattan Project in the 40s for where they developed the atomic bomb. And the reason that I'm interested in that is because my grandmother actually worked there. Unfortunately, I didn't get any stories from her before she passed away, which obviously I hate. But um, but I did talk about it a little bit, and so that's why she was talking about how she liked the story, because it's pretty fascinating actually. Um, my mother was born while my grandmother was there, but there wasn't a hospital at Oak Ridge, um, so I think I was trying to remember if it's Nashville or Knoxville that was closer. I think it was Knoxville that was closer. So she was actually born in Knoxville, but I mean, if there had been a hospital, um, then my mom would have been born at Oak Ridge, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, so I'm also a sucker for American history. Now, Dee's is Canadian, so actually, I'm. It's funny. I didn't used to be a. I didn't used to like history, American history, all that much, like when I was in school and such. But like since I've become an adult, it's something that's really become fascinating to me, and I have no idea why. Like what switch pulled. I mean, this was even before Hamilton. Um, so there's a lot of bits of American history that fascinate me. Um, I was obsessed with World War II fighter planes for a while. I'm still kind of semi sort of obsessed. I've always kind of been obsessed with the whole John F. Kennedy assassination. So that's been something that's been interesting to me. And now, obviously now, um, since I've learned more about my grandmother, also about Oak Ridge and the Manhattan Project and all that stuff. So kind of that sort of stuff. Let's see. I hope you have fun on the beach. I did. I'll talk about that. Can't wait to hear about your journey to fire poppies. Again, I'll talk about that. I mean, there wasn't all that much to it really, but it's where I order my fabric and it gets here faster than any other place. That's really true. And I know, obviously, since I only live 3 hours away, 3.5. I get it quicker than a lot of people, but they are very very quick to ship, and I would, um, even before I went down there for the first time a couple years ago, um, I still, recommended them even then. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, keep going with the couch to 5K. When I did it, it felt like I was struggling, but as long as I kept it up, you can DM me. Yeah, so I will definitely talk to you about that. Um, about the couch to 5K. I definitely want to chat with you about that one. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'll talk a little bit more about the beach, but overall everything was pretty good. Um, I'm not actually doing the couch to 5K specifically. I'm more doing my own sort of training. Um, so but I still want to talk to you about it because what I'm doing is kind of a modified version of it. I was struggling with the way that it's set up. I'm gonna try my own thing and hopefully that'll work. All right, Pam, stitching the line of good enough. Congrats on reaching 250 subs. Thank you. Hope you have a great time on your family beach vacay. I did. Also jealous that you're going to Fire Poppies. It's that seems to be it seems to be the kind of thing here. But I finally got to meet Oliver, which I'll talk about too. Um, a lot of people in Stitchland know about Oliver. He's sort of the face of Fire Poppies. He's super cool. Marzipan Stitcher. I think the white looks great. Okay, for the flag. Try putting it up on the wall where it's eventually due to go and step back and consider it. Um, I don't actually have any particular place that I know that it's going to go yet. Um, you can't really see it too much, but our walls are pretty full of stuff. Um, oh man, I'm so sorry. But I will go ahead and kind of maybe have my husband hold it up and step back and see how it looks. So I will definitely give that a try. Thank you. Kind of see how that works. Our light here in the house, as you can tell, because I'm don't have the windows open. I just have the light. It's not very bright in here, so I think that's going to work against it. But I am going to try it though, so I'll see how that looks. Thank you. And last but certainly not least is Barbara Dragonflies, who is apparently new. So hi, welcome. This is your first time on the page, so hello and welcome. Enjoy the projects you're working on. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully you'll stick around. I hope that you like what you see. I'm really enjoying the projects you're working on. I love dragons, and Maleficent is my favorite Disney villain. Um, I had to think about this for a minute. I was trying to think of who my favorite Disney villain is. There's a lot of really good ones. Dr. Facilier is really awesome. And Maleficent, obviously, when she's a dragon, is really, really cool. But I kept going, and Hades is awesome too. But I just kept going back to Ursula. She is just such a badass. I like her, and just I don't know. She's really cool. So I'm gonna have to say, Ursula might be my favorite Disney villain. So. Starry Night's my favorite piece of art. I've done it as a 5D diamond painting. I don't think I'd be brave enough to try to cross stitch it. Um, I haven't done much with it. It's actually my oldest project. I want to say it was January the 1st, 2018. I think maybe. I'd have to double check on my little which I need to talk about as well. I made myself a little oh, what do they call it? Not a sheet. Eh, a thing. The name is blanking on right now, but where I go into the computer and I write down all the stuff. Spreadsheet. There we go. Hey. Um. So yeah, I did a spreadsheet. So and the ones I've started, I actually put the start date. Although unfortunately, there's quite a few I did not record, so I kind of have to guess. So but yeah, that is definitely I know for sure it's my oldest one. In fact, hold on, let me open it right now because there is no reason why I can't open my spreadsheet, which unfortunately you guys won't be able to see, but Let me see. Where are you? Starry Night Van Gogh. Yep. Oh, 1/1/2019, not 2018. Sorry. So yeah, the 1st of January 2019. Um. So yeah, I think I had like 15 whips, and then I want to say maybe about 40, 40 to 45 ish of of projects that I have kitted up, totally ready to go, but not started. So I think that's how many are in my spreadsheet. So, but yeah, anyway, but yeah, I have some very personal reasons to that I like Starry Night. I've talked about some of them before in the past. Also, next Monday, which is 2 days from now, there is I don't know how exactly to explain. It's like a 3D, um, like a immersive sort of like in the round experience, where you can see it's like a little half hour thing, and so it's like a little Van Gogh thing, so it like totally immerses you. It's like all around you and everything, and it's in Charlotte, which is only about an hour and a half away, Charlotte, North Carolina. And for my birthday, my sister-in-law got us tickets to go, my husband and I, to go. So we're gonna do that on Monday. So I'll definitely tell you guys about it next week. I think we're also gonna go to IKEA because that's the closest IKEA to us. We have been spending a good bit of money there, but it's been really helping us get our house organized. So we may stop by IKEA and see if there's anything else we can get. We're looking for something for the haunted mansion bathroom. There we go. Um, that can help us organize in there a little bit. But yeah, um, all right. So, oh yeah, and the Van Gogh one, like I was saying, I hadn't done very much of it, so it's possible that it may end up being a restart. But we'll see on that one. That's kind of I'm not sure yet. Aw, I know I shouldn't wake you up. That's literally tempting the beast, but you're too cute not to pet. She's not waking up. Her little ears moved, but her eyes didn't open. So hopefully she's sorry about my nose. Hopefully she's settled enough now that she'll just stay there, even though it looks like she's only a little black blob. But there is a cat, I swear. She's not just a little black blob. All right. So, um, although I kind of did that out of order. I'm kind of doing the comments, then the life updates. But that's more just because I wanted to go ahead and do those because they kind of lead into what I'm talking about. And I've mentioned this in the past. Besides last year because of COVID and all that stuff, my family would always pull together and get a rent a house for a week on a little place called Edisto Island, um, which is I mean I know most of you guys don't know South Carolina, but at the top on the coastal side, where the mountains are over here. But on the coastal side, you've got Myrtle Beach, which is like a big, it's very touristy. And then if you go down a little further, you've got Charleston, which is touristy but very historic and very very cool, very awesome to visit. And then a little bit below um, Charleston, you've got a bunch of islands, one of them Edisto, and then below Edisto you've got Hilton Head, which is also really touristy, and then you've got Savannah below that, Savannah, Georgia. We go to Edisto, which is nice because it's off the beaten path, so it's really not all that busy because it's not hard to get to, but it's just a lot of little country roads, and it's like way off the highway. So it's not as popular, which is nice. Like I said, that makes it. I mean, it's busy enough, but it's not like Charleston or Myrtle Beach. Um, so it's not that touristy, and So we went this year. We went a little early because my brother and his wife, bring the kiddos, and so they have to do that before they go back to school. So that limits where our time, when we can go. And so this year was fun. I managed to the first day. I had flip flops, and I managed, how they have that kind of flip flops, kind of have that sort of diamond shape where the toe is. Um, it managed to rub uh, the suntan lotion um, off of that part of my foot, and so I have a nice chevron shaped burn on my foot, and that's the only place I really got burnt. I got pink a little other places, but that one, which is almost gone away now, um, was the worst. And of course, it made wearing shoes, not that fun. But other than that, and other than my brother once again, because he seems to be good at this every year, getting a jellyfish sting, which is it looked pretty bad. It wasn't all that good. But other than that, it was really fun. Ate a lot of seafood. I found out that my oldest nephew is also into Pokemon Go, so yay. He actually taught me a lot of stuff about it that I didn't know, which was super cool. I appreciate that. I also did um, my first gym battle. So I think I forget which Pokemon it was I left, but I left my Pokemon at the beach, at a gym in the beach for a while. So that was cool, and we were kind of battling back and forth. So it was fun. Let's see what else. The waves were, as usual, pretty small. I did get because I like to boogie board. So I did. There were a couple of days that the waves were decent enough for me to get a little bit of waves. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. It was really fun. I ended up reading the entirety of um like I said, I think it was called the Atomic Girls, and then I read a decent amount of Hamilton, which I'm getting into right now. So, or I should say, I think the book is called Alexander Hamilton. It's the book by Ron Chernow. It's the one that Lin Manuel Miranda actually based the Hamilton play on. That's the book that he read that inspired him to do the play. So for any of you guys who know the play or the book, I am up to for the play, I'm up to the point of 10 Dual Commandments. So I just finished the Battle of Monmouth in the American Revolution, where General Lee is leading um, Washington's troops, and he, essentially chickens out, and then um, Washington puts Marquis de Lafayette in command, and as they say in the song, essentially it was about 100 degrees, and the Battle of Monmouth ended up being like a stalemate. So they was the line they snatched a stalemate from the jaws of defeat. So that's where I am in the book, anyway. So yeah, just kind of give you an idea of where I am. So I still got a lot to go. He's still, this is still fairly early on. He's still in the revolution, and there's a lot of story after we gain independence. But we're getting there. I'm almost to the end of the war. Ooh, do I get some kisses? Hold on. There you go. Got some dicks. I know you guys can't hear it, but she is literally the loudest licker I've ever heard. I don't know if the mic actually picked that up, but holy crap, she's loud. But anyway, so I should back up though. So what happened is, since I was coming, north to south, northeast to southwest, I actually stopped at Fire Poppies first, and it's really okay. It's really just this tiny little. I guess it's maybe a double wide. I'm not even sure what it is. Little building, um, in this lot. And so it's easy to miss if you don't know where it is. Um, I believe I did actually put a picture of the sign um, on my Instagram, so you can take a look at that. It's a few back. I've put up a couple pictures since then, but and I did finally get to meet Oliver. I know, and I don't think he watches my videos, but if Garrett watches my videos, Coffee Stitcher, hi. Um, I know he's talked to Oliver quite a bit. Oliver's done a lot of finishing. But I mean, he works in the shop, but he's also their finisher, and so I know that Garrett has talked to him a good bit. But I got to hang out with him for a few minutes, and um, I got to show him the transcribed tapestry, which apparently he has, but he hasn't started yet. And so the funny thing is that I told him, well, I'd ordered from you guys before, and while I was checking out, and I'll show you a little bit later what I bought. It wasn't much, but um, so I was like, I wonder what I had bought here last, and so of course he could look it up, and he's like, because I was talking about the colors that I was using for the transcribe, the little pink peony, and oh, I forgot what the blue was. And so he was like, well, it's Little Pig Peony, whatever the blue was, and Toasted Marshmallow, which is the white I was using. I was like, oh, okay. So I essentially I kitted up the transferred tapestry at Fire Poppies, which I did not remember that I did, but that's hilarious. So we both got a little chuckle out of that. But yeah, he is awesome. I love him to death. He's a super super guy. And um they have like I forget what it was at the first sa- um first Friday every month or first Saturday every month. I forget what it was. They have like a get together there, and I would really really love to go. Um, but I would have to make a weekend out of it because it is a 3.5 hour drive down there, or maybe about three. But anyway, um, so he definitely invited me to come down to one of those. I'm like, and I told him I'm going to try. I have to make it a weekend. Um, I used to know people around the area, but I haven't really talked to them in a long time, and I would not feel, it wouldn't be right to just invite myself. So I'll probably just try to find a cheap motel or something and, try to find a time to come down there because they have, their it's like kind of a long building. Um, and so you got all their stuff. It's kind of an L shape. And at the end of the building is like this little room that has like a TV and a little snack area and couches, and it's just a hangout spot, which is super super cool. And I would love to. And there were people in there sitting and stitching. Um, so which is really cool. My LNS has something that's very similar to that. Um, so yeah, that was it. So it was really really neat, and so I wanted to get something beachy related, which I ended up not starting at the beach. I had intended to start it at the beach, and I didn't. But so yeah, that's pretty much my fire poppy story. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to it. I stayed for a while, maybe I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe 45 at the most, picking out, because they had a lot of beach patterns, but there wasn't one that was just singing to me. But there was one I finally found that I like. Um, and I did get one other thing, which I think I actually don't have over here, and I apologize. But I can tell you what it is. Um, so I'll do that in haul. So yeah, I guess that's about it for my fire poppy story and about it for life updates and such. So finally, I'm sorry that it took so long. Let me get to some stitching. Yay! So I do have a new start. Where is the new start? Oh, there it is. So this is unfortunately a slightly sad story. Um, I do believe that I mentioned it before that my favorite show in the whole wide world is the BBC version of Sherlock. That's the one with Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes and Martin Freeman as John Watson. And so it's a really good cast. Mark Gatiss, Rupert Graves, and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of good people in there. Um, and there, obviously, if you know Sherlock Holmes, there's a Mrs. Hudson, which is their landlady, but she's also kind of a motherly figure. Well, not kind of, she is a motherly figure. And so um, in the BBC Sherlock, she was played by an actress named Una Stubbs, who has been in a lot of other English stuff. Not, she never had before Sherlock, I guess. She never really broken into America all that much, but in England, she was pretty well known. Um, she was in some television shows over there, some plays, and some movies. So she was a name that most people knew. And funny enough, Benedict Cumberbatch has talked about this in interviews before. Apparently, his parents used to live close to her, so she knew him when he was like a wee baby. Um, and so, I just thought that was kind of funny because both of his parents are actors as well, so they probably ran in some of the same circles as Una Stubbs. But unfortunately, she passed away a few days ago, and so um, I was to honor her. And just I don't know, I just wanted to do it. Um, I actually did a marathon of Sherlock. I didn't get all the way through because there's 13 episodes and they're an hour and a half each. So I got through 3 seasons out of 4. So pretty good. I got through uh, 9 of the 13 episodes because there's an extra episode between season 3 and 4, so that's why it's 13, not 12. But anyway, and unfortunately, I don't have a picture of it that is not the pattern, so I'll just have to show you guys what I've stitched so far. But this was a new start, and the first season, the second episode, um, Sherlock and John are having a little argument, and so John leaves, and Mrs. Hudson comes up, and um, she sees that Sherlock is upset, and so she says, "Oh, a nice murder that will cheer you up." And so I found a pattern that actually has the little saying that says, "A nice murder that will cheer you up." And so I thought, well, that's something that I should stitch in honor of Una Stubbs. So all I've got right now is myrrh. But um so I picked, it was just supposed to be like 666 and 310. This is 310, but I did not actually have 666, so I'm like, well, I guess I can just use something else. And I couldn't find a good DMC that was a good color. And then I was like, but I have all these great variegated colors. So I'm like, okay, well, so I found Cupid by Classic Color, which the variegation is not coming in, but is it coming in here? Yeah, you can actually see it all right here, though. You can see where it's kind of dark to light. So yeah, so that's Cupid and 310, which even this is 14 count Ada, and even with 3 strands, the black is still showing spots, but it is what it is. Another Sherlock quote. But anyway, so yeah, so I've got myrrh out of murder, and then of course the top is a nice, and then that will cheer you up is just in like backstitch, so those will be really quick. So yeah, there's a decent amount of backstitch in this, but I'm really hoping to kind of finish that up in the next couple of days because that only took um 2 days maybe to do, and that wasn't even 2 full days. It was one full day. About 12, I guess I was probably watching Sherlock for about 12 hours, so most of that was done in about 12 hours, all of it except for a little bit of the R and the back stitching was done in 12 hours. So I figure another 12 hours or so, because the M is the largest letter. So I figured another 12 hours I can probably finish that up. I just having to move things around a little bit here because my haul is on top of my stitching, which, you know, is not how that works. All right, so um, I will also go ahead and show you guys what I've worked on, which has only, besides murder, has only actually been two things. Oh, sorry, actually only one thing. That is my haul. So yeah, the only other thing that I worked on, and I did literally maybe a dozen stitches at the beach, but I've done more since I got home, is my good old Trans Pride tapestry. She's still a big one, and she's still being worked on. But there we go. So I'm getting a lot of the main done here. Oops, let me go. Get that back a little bit here. So I've been working on the main. I've been working on this part of the body. As you can tell, like I said, this is the toasted marshmallow. This is the little pink peony. And what is the blue? The blue is Morris Blue. Morris Blue by Weeks. Um, and little pink peony, excuse me, is classic color. And the toasted marshmallow, I'm sorry, roasted marshmallow. I say that wrong every single time. Roasted marshmallow is gassed. So I got all sorts of different companies that I'm working with, and the gold is a silk from. So that's another different company. It is Stitchy Box Wild Crafted Dandelions. I think that was in a. I think that was in like the only Stitchy Box I've ever gotten. So it's a really nice goldy silk. Um, this was actually supposed to be in. They were supposed to be in DMCs, um, and I believe this was supposed to be in a toile, or yeah, I think it was either a toile or the other one that DMC makes. But I just wanted to make it a little different. And you okay? That's actually white. That is not variegation in the pink, but you can see a little bit of variegation down here in the pink. And in the blue, it's a lot more subtle. There's barely any variegation in the blue. But obviously in the toasted marshmallow, there's a lot. And this is... Which one is that one? That one is Lagoon by Gast. This bluish green, dark bluish green. And as you can tell, there's a good bit of variegation in that. And yes, I know, there's a line. And I hate it. But, I mean, it is what it is. So, but yeah, so those are the only two things that I've worked on was, the, there we go, the, unicorn, and also the, uh, starting the, murder. There we go, a little nice murder. I'm trying to get organized here. So no finishes, other than my book, but no stitchy finishes. No FFOs as usual, unfortunately. So yeah, that's about it for the actual stitching that I've done. Um, I just, like I said, I've been so busy with other things, and also doing that stitching, um, spreadsheet took a couple of days because, like I said, um, there were a lot of things to list. And you can't see. Let's see if I can. Can I? Smog. You can kind of see down there. That's some of my city stuff, and there's some more over there. And I apologize if I made anybody sick there. I'm a cat. Um, so yeah, I have a lot of stitchy things to go through, and so there was a lot of organization. Come on, there's a lot of organization to do. There we go, and so yeah, that took a couple of days to do because I actually did a lot of different details in there, and some of the times I had started And then I was like, oh, I should add this detail. And so I had to go back through what I had already finished, and so that was kind of a pain. I've got like, so if I go through, and if anybody wants to, I can try to do some pictures of or video of this. I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but I can if you want me to. So I've got the pattern name, the pattern designer, the date started if it was started, um, my my size thing, like whether it's small, medium, large, or bat, the actual stitch count. Now, for the total stitches, what I did was I just did the stitch count, the whatever times whatever. So that's not accurate unless it's actually a full coverage, which some of them are. But it gives me a general idea of the size. What project bag I have them in, um, what scissors I have in there, what highlighter I have in there, if I do. Are the floss and the rings, the two needle minders. I just kind of made like a little, kind of describe them as best I could. Um, if there's some of them do not have fabric in them because I'm waiting to pair them up to fabric till I start them. So if they have fabric, the count, the color, which obviously sometimes I don't know the count and the color, and the designer. So I have everything from Color and Cotton, Picture This Plus, Mystic Fabrics, Witchelt, Fabric Flare, Stitch Me, Easy Count, Maple Minders and More, Mountain Air. I think that's all of them. Anyway, and then what I have them in, either a hoop or a frame. Most are hoops because obviously I can't afford that many Q snaps, but I have a few Q snaps. And then if they have, make sure they have a couple of my needles in there. And are there other flosses that I still need to bobinate inside them? So it's very OCD. But that's all the information, and maybe there's something in there I'm missing. If you guys have done that organization, I would be interested to hear how you've done it. I know that Michelle Bendy Stitchy does. I might need to pick her brain about that, um, because I'm all about anything that I can do to improve. But I'm hoping that's going to be easier for me to keep um, keep up to date with what I have, what I've started. I have not put in there what I don't have kitted up yet, because the main reason for that is because I have a lot of PDFs and they're all kind of all around my computer. I have not organized them yet. Um, so I want to do that, but that's a bigger project. So that's something that's probably just going to have to happen another time. But yeah, so that's about that. So let me go ahead. This is running longer than I thought. I apologize for that. So let me go ahead and get to the haul, and I'll try to do this fairly quickly. Um, First off is I got my Crazy Annie's um, floss of the month, and so I do that with Classic Colorworks. And I don't know how these colors are going to come out. Is that white? No. Let me see if I can find something white here that I can put it up against. This might work. All right. Let's see if this works. So we have. That's not. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a little bluer than that actually. But we have spinach, and then we have. So I get 6 of these every month. Trail dust. That looks pretty close. Neither of those are very variegated. And it's Classic Colorworks is weird because some of them are not variegated at all, and some of them are super variegated. Onion skin. They're showing pretty close to color. That's maybe a little darker, but again, not very variegated. Um, red currant, which doesn't look like it's very variegated either. Actually, it's got some variegation in it. That's not too bad. That variegation is actually showing up more than it does in real life. Ye Old Gold, which is nice, a very basic gold. Now, I think onion skin, Ye Old Gold, and maybe spinach, those might all be. I have one project that has been kitted up for a long time but not started. It is a Tempting Tangles tee, um, which is really cool, which I need to start. And I'm thinking all those three colors might all be in there, which I've already kitted it up already, but I thought it was kind of funny. And then this one is definitely variegated, which I really, this is my favorite of all the colors. Blue corn. So this month wasn't really a theme. It was kind of the only thing I would think of is kind of a more um old timey, you know, duller, older looking colors, more samplery sort of colors. Sometimes like she did like greens for March and like pinks for February. And then like I think April was like kind of pastelly sort of colors. So she tends to kind of theme them a little bit. So this was a little less themey. But yeah, these were more kind of old samplery sort of colors, which are really pretty. I mean, I like those more than bright colors. So that is that. Also, now one of these I had the 50 yard, but I got another 100 yards from Stitch Me. So this is called All the Colors, and it is a beautiful silk, and it's not really doing it justice, unfortunately. But it's rainbowy. It's so soft. I love doing this. I'll just stroke the silk. Take that as a euphemism. But yeah, it's really really pretty. So, um, and I was talking with some people online last night, the virtual stitchers, and I have some ideas. Not to use all of it, but to maybe start out with something sort of small, just to see how this stitches up, because I haven't used it yet. So I have a couple of ideas. I have a couple of things, fairly inexpensive patterns that I found online. They're maybe $3 to $5 a piece. I found like three of them, and so I'll do at least one of those in this. I don't know when I'll start. Since they're kind of small, I might start soonish, because they won't take very long to do. Um, because I really want to see how this stitches. So yeah, that's really pretty. Also from the Stitch Me, and I don't know how well this is going to show up. This is 18 count Ada, and I got this and the 100 yards on a Friday night fight night a couple weeks ago. Was that while I was at the beach, or was it right after? I think it was the Friday I came home. But anyway, so yeah, it's actually showing up fairly true to color. Stonehenge. It's kind of a blue gray, and it's got this really pretty dapple in it over here. Well, I mean, all over. But yeah. So that's actually it's without the light outside. It's actually showing fairly true to color right now. And come on, there. Okay, come on, come on. There we go. Yeah, my camera's starting to act a little odd, so I might have to expedite. It was showing kind of liney yesterday. It's okay right now. Whoops, I definitely apologize for that. Sorry, I did not realize my phone was about to go off. Um, so yeah, I may have to expedite getting a new camera. I'm hoping I might wait until closer to Black Friday just to see if I can find any good deals, because it's not unless it starts really going downhill fast. Um, so we'll see. Now, so I did get a couple of different things at fire poppies. The first one, and I apologize that I did not actually keep it out, because, like I said, I was trying to organize all my stuff. I've a while ago, and I think I probably would have shown it on a previous video, but I could not tell you which video it was. Um, I got a cool blood-stained fabric, actually from Fire Poppies, and I've had it for I don't know a year or two, and I haven't known what to do with it. And finally, I found a good pattern at Fire Poppies. There's a Camp Crystal Lake, kind of it's sort of a postery sort of thing, and I believe it's by the Witchy Stitcher. So if I can remember, I will try to put a link to it below if I can find it. Um, but the picture that it shows is on a bloodstained fabric, although I don't think it's the same fabric. So I believe that was Oliver's idea. I think that's what he had, because we were talking about the fabric that I got there, um, and so that was one that he had suggested was something from the Witchy Stitcher, and I found that I'm like, cool. So I'm gonna do that for my husband because he loves all that stuff. Um, so yeah, that's the one thing, and the other thing, this was the one that I had planned to start at the beach, and I never did. So I got Resting Beach Face, which is a hands-on design. And I'm not usually into humans, but as well as this really pretty fabric. This is not what it calls for, but I mean it's really super close. And this is by um, a designer that I had never heard of before. This is Mountain Air. It's 16 count Arctic Ice, Ada obviously, by a company called Mountain Air, and you can't really see it's subtle variegation, but it's very pretty. And then I got, I think this is my own hoop, and then I bought like the DMC to go with it. So but yeah, so I had intended to start that at the beach. I have not. So it may wait until next year, assuming the two oldest kiddos, my niece and nephew, my oldest niece and nephew, they're getting to the point where it's maybe not going to be cool to go to the beach anymore. One of them is 13 and the other's 11. So I don't know if we're gonna keep doing it. I hope so. Because I've got, the two younger kiddos, which are I think eight, 8 and 4, I believe. Um, 7 and 4, I think. They're still, it's still cool for them to go to the beach. They still think it's really cool. So hopefully we'll still go for them. But the two oldest ones are, um, not as big on the beach. Oddly enough, it's not the oldest one, the 13-year-old, but it's actually the 11-year-old that is she's starting to kind of, be like a little more standoffish, but, you know. But anyway, so, hopefully we're going to go next year, and hopefully I'll get to start that. All right, so let me do the other weeks, and then I will do I will tell you who won the giveaway, and I think we'll be done. And this is going to run longer than I thought, so again, I do apologize for that. But hopefully you guys have gotten through it. First off, my Stitchy website of the week is going to be Cyber Stitchers. It's a bunch of free patterns. They also have other things, other kind of resources on the website, which is nice. It's the patterns are going to be very simple ones, more kind of beginner patterns for the most part. But I mean, it's got a little bit of everything, so you might be able to find something there. So I thought, and I haven't looked through it extensively. I've kind of perused it sort of quickly. Looked through a couple of the different kind of um, designs. That they have them on the side. They have different categories. So I looked at some of the categories I was interested in. But I mean, you might be able to find something. You never know. Let me scroll down here. So the non-Stitchy website is one that I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been a Stitcher I was watching online, but I can't for the life of me remember who it was. It might have been Bendy Stitchy, Michelle, who was talking about this webcomic called The Lore Olympus. Now, I've only read the first like 2 or 3 comics, so I don't know a whole lot, but it looks like it's kind of a modern interpretation of the story of Hades and Persephone. Um, and so far, and the style is really neat. It's a very cool art style. Um, and so I don't know the rating. I don't think it's adult. Um, so, take it with a grain of salt. But I didn't see any warnings on the webpage that made it sound like it was adults only or anything like that. And nothing in the first few comics, has happened that, is particularly adult. So I think it's safe for work. But again, take it with a grain of salt because I haven't read enough of it yet. But I bookmarked it and I definitely want to come back to it. I'm very interested. It's a neat story. So yep. So thank you to whoever it was. I'm 90% sure that it was either Michelle or it was someone in Michelle's chat who had mentioned it. So whichever one. Are you awake again? Hmm? Boop. Did I boop your nose? Boop your nose. Oh, there we go. Some kisses. I have no idea, once again, if that's actually, if the sound showed up on that, but loud liquor. Anyway, then the last one is going to be the bee fact, which is, bees mate high in the sky. Afterwards, the male bee loses his reproduction. Start that over. Bees mate high in the sky. Afterward, the male bee loses his reproductive organs and dies. So, kind of sad, but and part of me was like, I kind of want to wait until like week number 69, just because I'm stupid like that. But I knew that I would probably not find that particular fact again, and I would forget. So I went ahead and put that one in. Maybe I can find another cool one in 6 weeks when I hit 69, and all the jokes are gonna happen because in my heart I'm a little 6-year-old boy. What can I say? That thinks those kind of jokes are funny. But anyway, so whoop, you gonna leave us now? You gonna leave us? Right as I'm getting to the exciting part where I'm gonna tell them who won? Yeah, apparently she is. Okay. I don't have a cat butt. Just stop showing your cat butt on screen. Thank you. Anyways, so apparently she could not take the excitement. Drum roll. Yeah. Thank you to the people who entered. Only 4 people entered, surprisingly. I mean, I know, I don't have that many people who watch me. 250 at least, but you know, it's mostly the kind of the same core commenters. So which is great. I mean, I always love new commenters, but I definitely love you guys that keep commenting. I definitely appreciate that as well. But anyway, so the out of the 4 people who answered, it was Pam, stitching in the land of good enough, that won. And yes, I did. I did that. That was totally on the book. I just told I told Starry to pick a number between 1 and 4, and he picked 2, and she was number 2. So there you go. So Pam, if you could send me probably maybe an Instagram message would be easier. I can check that a little easier than I can check my email because I keep forgetting. Um, but yeah, so I guess that is about it. And I don't know if you. Yeah, that sound you just heard is the Xbox randomly turning on because it does that. Yeah, our Xbox just randomly turns on. If anybody knows why that happens or how I can stop it from happening, please tell me because it's very annoying and yeah. So yeah, I guess that's a good reason to go ahead and stop this. So I will talk to you guys later, and I will see you next week. And once again, Pam, congratulations! Yay! Um, get in touch with me, please, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.